What's up, everybody? It's SJG back again. HBCU game day. Giving you guys a little Friday double dip treat. So we just there we go. Southern U cheerleader is on. Southern U cheer is on the line. So of course it's HBCU game day. So of course HBCU sports is the basis for most of our coverage. But of course it's sports and culture. And there's nothing bigger part of the culture than cheerleading, especially to a lot of folks. We got a lot of cheerleaders, former cheerleaders out there who follow us, aspiring cheerleaders. So I wanted to bring a different voice to our conversation. I've been wanting to do something on cheerleading for a long time, so I'm going to ask that Southern U Sports, Southern U Cheer, send us a request. There we go. So I'm going to bring on for you guys, her name is Taylor Stewart. She is the cheer coach of the Southern University Jaguars cheerleading group. So we're going to bring her on and talk to her a little bit about cheerleading in the SWAC, stomp and shake versus traditional, and maybe get some questions as well. So let's see what we got. All right. So wait for Ms. Taylor to join. I appreciate everybody checking in. Taylor, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Getting a little bit of a deja vu, but a different day. I appreciate you for coming on, talking to us a little bit about cheerleading. So you and I have talked a little bit earlier, and we kind of talked about some things. So this will kind of it'll be a lot easier this time, even though some of the questions might change. So first of all, introduce everybody to who you are, where you're from, and what you do now.
Okay. So, of course, my name is Taylor Stewart. I am a 2017 graduate of Grambling State University.
Fam.
Also originally from Columbia, Maryland, which is like outside of Baltimore. So now I am the Southern University head coach of cheerleading.
Wow, what a journey. So from the DMV all the way to both parts of Louisiana, north and south. Incredible journey. So we'll talk about Southern, but let's get into you a little bit as well. Talk about when you got into cheerleading. Hey quarterback club. Let's talk to you guys. When did you get into cheerleading, and what made you fall in love with it?
I have been cheering since I was about 3 or 4, started in like the rec league. So, cheering for football at the little games, at the Pee Wee games, Pop Warner type games. And I started that in District Heights, Maryland. And what set cheerleading apart was that it encompasses everything. There was tumbling, there was dance, there was cheer, there was jumps, and all of that. You get to do all of that when you're a cheerleader. It's more than just, sometimes when you're a dancer and you might only get to dance one particular style. With cheer, we get to do so much in such little time. And from there, I entered the world of All-Star, and I was kind of hooked because, with All-Star, it's a competitive atmosphere. It's where you actually get to compete against other teams, and you're not cheering for a football player or a basketball player. You're cheering for you and for your team to win. So that's the cool part.
Right. So that's interesting. So in that part of the world, you've got the traditional, like you say, the competition. And then you've also got the stomp and shake style that's very popular, especially a little further south you go, in the CIAA and the MEAC a little bit. Did you ever do any of that style cheerleading as well?
So my mom is actually from Richmond, Virginia. So because of that, the woo-woos from Virginia State, a lot of the high school teams in Virginia used to go to woo-woo camp. So when I'm old enough, I actually attended woo-woo camp a few times, and I actually got to do stomp and shake with them at camp. And it's very rigorous. It's a lot of fun. They're just as conditioned as your traditional teams are. So it's definitely not just you sign up and go. You really have to be skilled to be a part of those teams as well.
Right. And let's see. Somebody says, what All-Star you cheered at?
So I have cheered for Maryland Twisters, Crimson Heat, USA All-Stars, Top Stars, and I'm missing a gym. Wish my mom was on here. She would know best. I am missing a gym. But I've cheered for just about the major teams in the DMV area, which is awesome because they've also been predominantly white owned and I've been black owned. So I've had the opportunity to cheer with both groups of people.
Right. And so there's a long way from the DMV to Northern Louisiana at Grambling State University. Talk to us about how you got there.
So Originally I was supposed to go to PWI all through the fall of senior year of high school. That was the plan. We were going to PWI and, make it happen. And after a visit to that specific school, I didn't really feel as comfortable as I thought I was going to feel. So because of that, my mom's good friend is actually from Bogalusa, Louisiana. She had a lot of family that went to.
Okay, say that again. Slow that down just a little bit because I want to make sure we get the name of this place properly.
Okay, so my mom's best friend is from Bogalusa, Louisiana.
Bogalusa,
Louisiana.
Okay. Respect. I just want to make sure we got it. If I'm ever in Bogalusa,
yeah,
I'm gonna think about Taylor and her mom's friend.
Yes,
and there we go. So okay.
So, with that, I had, of course, been to New Orleans a few times. My parents have been to Essence and things like that nature. But that particular weekend was Thanksgiving weekend, and the Bayou Classic was on TV. So I actually got to see Southern and Grambling play. I got to see they had these brand new uniforms on. They were on NBC, and that was an awesome thing to see. These African American cheerleaders who are very skilled, and they're on national television. And that's really, as a cheerleader, all you want is to be on TV and be able to show your skills. So with that, I applied to Southern and Grambling, heard back from Grambling first, got in touch with Grambling's coach. I took 3 visits to Grambling, including that tryout visit, and I was hooked and I was sold. And the rest is history.
That's what's up. So you get to Grambling. How prepared were you from your previous experiences for becoming a cheerleader at Grambling and in the SWAC? How prepared were you from your
prepared physically and with tumbling and stunting? I would say the only thing I probably wasn't prepared for was the dancing. We didn't dance as much at my high school, so it was definitely a culture shock to have the bands and the dancers and to, have neck being played and the fight song and the alma mater. Like, all of these things were brand new. So to get adjusted to that was different. But now that I'm even coaching at HBCU, it's a sign of pride. Like, when net comes on at your school and your dancers and your cheerleaders get to perform, you take such pride in getting to do that and showcasing your love for your university.
Got you. And so with that, you talked about going to the Bayou Classic. You went to Grambling. How'd you end up at Southern at the rival school?
So I actually started at Southern in admissions and recruitment as a recruiter. So with that, when you recruit for these HBCUs and you become an HBCU advocate, it's about sending our kids to HBCUs. There is an HBCU for everyone. We have engineering, we have nursing, we have your sciences, your maths, your future teachers and lawyers and things of that nature. So it's about sending the kids there and letting them know that you don't have to go to the big PWI in your state just to cheer or to be a nurse or to be a lawyer. You can go to your HBCU that's there. They're going to prepare you just the same, if not better. And you're surrounded by teachers and staff and faculty that look just like you.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great testament to it. And we can tell you we're in recruiting. Yeah, you definitely got some folks that probably want to sign up right now. So that's a great thing. So talk about it a little bit again. Just coming on my end, coming from in North Carolina, the CIAA and the MEAC and the Stomp and Shake, and especially in the CIAA, the cheerleaders are really the thing. Kind of like in the SWAC where the bands are the thing. They're like their own attraction. What is the profile of cheerleaders in the SWAC? And what do you think maybe be able out there to elevate it, that you guys can get more out in front along with the bands and the dance teams and all of that stuff? Because you guys got to compete with, I'm not saying compete, but y'all got some other ladies over there by the name of the Dancing Dolls that everybody loves. So it's a lot going on over there.
We have a lot of competition in the SWAC, not just even your dance teams and your bands, but your drum majors, your SGA and your courts, and your game day interactions and everything else that's a part of the SWAC experience that you have to kind of battle with. But it's almost like a friendly competition, because I might not be interested in the dolls, but I get to see the dolls and the cheerleaders, and I get to see the football game. And we have such competitive football rivalries too, that you're coming and you get to see everything at once. And the students and the potential donors and the potential, recruits, they get to see that when you come to a SWAC school, you really get an experience. capabilities. And I would say from a cheerleading perspective, more of the coaches now, we're really trying to expand the profile past just the sideline, and we're trying to take our kids to competitions. We're trying to get UCA recognition and NCAA recognition. And we started that process. A lot of teams were able to compete in the 90s and the 2000s, but as budgets change, as student affairs changes, as athletics changes, we have to find new ways to finance those journeys. These journeys to NCAA and UCA aren't $400 trips. These are probably roughly $15,000 to go to NCAA. So to do that, you have to have the financial capabilities to take your team there. And you have to go there with the idea, the odds might be stacked against us. So we need to be the best prepared program that we can be in order to go and actually place and do well and get the right recognition that we want.
Right. So again, we're talking with Taylor Stewart. She's the SWAC. She's the cheerleading coach for Southern University, and they have been so gracious enough with us to share the video of their new 2021 team, and so really excited. We're going to put that on our Instagram really quick, but I'm sure it'll be on theirs as well. So looking forward to that. What should people know about this year's cheer squad? Talk to us about some of the young ladies and young men that you have on the team as far as what they do, maybe even outside of the cheering.
So I have a really unique group of kids. I have some kids that have come from some really great all-star competitive programs. And then I have some kids that pretty much taught themselves how to tumble and jump in their backyard. So, it's awesome to be able to mix those kids together and allow them to shine in their own element. But at the same time, we're a part of athletics. So I have student athletes. Our team GPA for this year was a 3.2, which was awesome for what we've been through. COVID and everything like that. Right. But I would say that the biggest thing on my returners' mind is unfinished business. COVID prevented us from going to NCAA nationals. And because of that, those kids are hungry. Those kids have been in the gym since the gym's open. Those kids have been outside. Parents have bought tumble tracks, different things of that nature to help them stay active, and they're running. We have our Under Armour app, so everybody's running every other day. They're talking about how it's getting easier by the day. They're conditioning on Zoom. We're doing everything that we can outside until we get together, so that when we come together, we're just putting the pieces to the puzzle together to make, this big splash.
Right. That's what it's all about. So look, I have to ask you. So, everybody has their rivals. You went to Southern, you went to Grambling, so we kind of know that, and you kind of got a lot of that. But do you guys have a cheer rival? Is there a cheer squad in the SWAC that you guys, or are there cheer squads in the SWAC that get up to cheer against Southern? I'm just kind of curious.
I would say the top programs, what's really crazy is the SWAC has stepped up so much over the last few years, especially since was in school, where the bare minimum is just not acceptable. You're talking about teams where just about 80 to 90% of that team can tumble at the collegiate level, being a tuck or higher. So each year it gets harder. And actually, on the boy perspective of recruiting boys, it's getting harder because everybody wants boys. Even teams that were traditionally female dominated, everybody is trying to pull their boys in. They're trying to find scholarship money. They're trying to push them toward. That is the crazy thing about it is every school is its own rivalry. And in the SWAC particularly, when you come to a home field, you get to actually walk to the other side and you greet the team. And when you greet them, you do a pyramid. You might do a tumble off. You might do a cheer off. And it's our moment to where it's like our halftime show. So it's our moment where on Facebook, you'll see the fans like, oh, we saw Southern do this. Oh, we saw Grambling do this. We saw Alabama State do this. So with that, that's our moment to do that. And I think that's why we're all trying to figure out ways to kind of connect so we can get all of the SWAC schools in one location to compete against each other, so we can have that moment, that Honda Battle of the Bands, and things of that nature, so we can say, hey, this is the number one team in the SWAC. This is the number two team. We can really get that notoriety that we're all kind of looking for.
Oh, so you're not for the exhibitions. You want to rank, right?
Okay. I don't want no Facebook polls. I want a trophy.
Okay, okay. I am not mad at it. You said something I wanted to go back to. You said finding scholarship money and things for that. Obviously, you guys are in athletics, and athletics are tapped and things like that. But is there, um, would you, is that something? What? How? Just talk about that. I mean, obviously, you probably. I don't know if you guys give uh, cheer. Do you guys give scholarships for
Yeah.
cheering? Do you have people that sponsor them? What is that like? I'm interested to know that.
So currently, we give an out-of-state fee waiver for all of our out-of-state students. So being a public institution, that means that little where it says out-of-state fee waiver, we're going to zero that out to get to you. So that kind of cuts away roughly about $4,000 to $4,300 per semester off of your tuition. The other part is, and this is the me being the recruiter in the back of my head, when I talk to you as an athlete, I want to know where you're from, what your major is, what's your ACT score, what's your SAT score, what's your GPA, what else are you thinking about doing, where'd your mom and dad go to school, because I want to connect you to someone else to also get you money. So I have a young lady from Atlanta. She's gotten money from a special Atlanta group that gave her money toward her degree. I have a young lady from Houston. Same thing. She's gotten special money from the Houston alumni chapter. Same thing with a couple kids from the DMV area. So it's about connecting them to that. And then it's about knowing what else they want to major in. We have a top-notch engineering and agricultural school on our campus. So if you come in and say, hey, coach, I have a 3.0, coming in from high school, what else can I apply for? Well, the ag school has scholarships for students with a 3.0 and a 21 on the ACT. So it's important that, for me, when I recruit you guys, to know that not only are you a great athlete and you're a great cheerleader, but you're great in the classroom too, because we have GPA requirements. We go to study hall. My freshmen do 8 hours for fall and spring of their first year. I don't care what your GPA. You can have 4.0 after the fall. You will still do 8 hours in the spring because academics is important.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, look, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. It's been very informative. I appreciate you for giving me your time again. Taylor, we're going to drop the video on the Instagram very soon. Looking forward to that. And we'll definitely be checking back in with you guys at some point to check on your progress and see how things are going. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to some of your student athletes and get a chance to, hear about some of their individual stories, what brought them to Southern and what their experience is like as cheerleaders. Taylor, I appreciate you so much again, and can't wait to talk to you guys a little bit later.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, take care. All right. So again, that was Taylor Stewart. She's the she's the cheerleading coach at Southern University. So make sure you guys give them a follow. We're gonna drop their new cheer squad. They're going to be introduced on HBCU game day. That's pretty cool, right? So I know after this is the first kind of cheerleading conversation we had. I'm sure all the other cheerleading squads will be hitting us up to talk soon, and I can't wait for it. So that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the Instagram live. We're going to put this on the IGTV, and appreciate you guys for checking us out.